Everybody,
still there. No.
Newton's still here.
You know
He's
what
gonna be there
we
the whole
gotta do?
time.
My eye.
We-
Poke me in the eye.
Here we go. I was like, what's
we,
happening?
We gotta add Jack back into the intro.
I wasn't gonna say it, but
He's there.
He's there
I'm
getting
there at the
scanned.
end.
but
I'm in
his
the last
name's not
shot.
there.
I was expecting the name, and then it cuts, and I'm like, oh.
I don't
I don't know
know
why he's
why.
not.
strongly
I
encourage
don't know
that.
whatever happened.
I think I accidentally deleted that version somehow. I don't
That's
know.
all right.
It's a hot mess. No, it's not all right, Jack. You deserve to be in the intro.
That is true. You are on the show.
It's not all right. Make a fuss.
At least I'm in the rest of the show. So, you know,
True.
proportionally, I'm in most of it.
What's going on, everyone, in the chat? I see the usuals there. We're here to talk about Obi-Wan, the video game today.
Yep, that's-
Yes.
I got to bring over my 360 because that's not an emulatable game, and it breaks my heart. I want to.
It's not playable on 360.
It only
either,
works on the
Jack.
brick.
It's not.
It only works on an original freaking Xbox.
I know.
Trust me, I have a stupid Xbox lying around here for no friggin' reason.
You
Because I
have
just
one?
wanted to
That ready
play
to
that
go.
game.
Does it work?
It's broken.
That one's broken.
We pulled it apart. And
I left the one that we bought at AJ's house to play.
Yeah, I have one down here. So
But
we can
there
play
is a
on that.
playable Xbox.
Yep.
We have a playable Xbox, and we have Obi-Wan.
So you can come
All
over
right,
and play it.
I gotta be there for that. I gotta get my hands on it. I'm sure it's not that great, but
it's
it's a
it's
Star
solid.
Wars
Pretty
game
good.
that's been. Listen, all I know is it's a Star Wars game that has been denied to me because they don't bother to remaster it.
We'll let you
That
play
should
the
be
whole thing.
playable on like Xbox Series X or whatever, because like that thing is backwards compatible with everything.
This is
Jack, when I tell you we spent 3 months trying to play this game, that's not an exaggeration.
Have you tried
We went
Series
through
X?
every single loophole.
yeah. You can't play it on
possible.
Series X yet. One day maybe.
They said Monday. I'm like,
I
oh,
thought you did
Monday-
too. I
it's
was
coming out
like,
Monday.
What do you know? What do you know?
But in this episode, as I'm screaming, there was kind of a moment that reminded me of this video game.
oh yeah.
So the episode opens with Obi-Wan and Anakin starting. Well, they see each other, right? The flashback, which was amazing. Seeing Coruscant off the bat and the back of Anakin's head. They spar with each other, and that is something you can do in the Obi-Wan video game.
If you want to get your ass kicked.
Matt, I've never heard Matt say so many curse words.
Oh my god, I'm still angry about that. Oh my god. The last
I'm
spar
happy
you
I
have
want
to
to see
do
Jack get through it.
with Mace Windu.
After Dark Souls and Elden Ring, I'm ready.
Jack, you're a
think
pretty
you
chill
are.
dude, but I really do think you're gonna whip the controller at the screen. We
Oh,
might have
you
to
haven't
fight
seen
it.
me
You look
play.
angrier than
You haven't
this.
seen me play either of those type of games. Playing Fallen Order, I'm not a pleasant person.
Oh,
I can
then,
see it.
There's a
then
lot
you're
of-
gonna
oh, that's
love
bullshit.
this.
I've seen your anger come out with I don't know where I went.
Oh, goodbye.
Oh, he's
Goodbye.
gone. I don't
I'm
know
just
where
in
he
the
went.
ether now.
I've seen your anger, and you know what happens? Bloop.
I've seen you rush to get your costume on. And you
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's
gone.
completely
He's
gone.
You
completely
said
gone.
you seen me angry when I'm rushing to get my costume on, which is absolutely true. When there are too
Everybody-
many pieces to the equation, I get really flustered. And then
Oh,
he's
he's
gone
gone.
again. I'm just vamping at this point with this.
Take it out of
and-
context. This is a really weird conversation.
So you can hear me,
We can hear you just
but I
fine.
don't know. I keep going to redo the camera and it keeps booting me out.
AJ, you good?
You want to unplug it and plug it back in?
Yeah, I'll
You,
be back in 2 seconds.
You good?
Um,
Oh gosh. Yeah.
People like
so
to talk to me while I'm trying to put Mando on, and it's like, listen, I don't have time to chat. I'm trying to
You
figure
just-
out
you
these
just gotta
shoulders
go in,
right
like,
now.
full Dinjarin mode and just not talk to anyone. Just get
Just
in
put the helmet
character.
on first and
yeah,
just
there
like
you go.
just like
just
stare
look
at
at them.
people.
Yeah, look at them without like using your peripheral vision or anything, because that's what he does. That's what Pedro does when he doesn't wear the helmet. He stares at people really weirdly.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
if
like,
you notice, he has like a certain way where it's like he
It's so
turns his
great.
whole head. It's great. It's so good. You have
it's
to do
so
that.
well informed. He has so much detail in the character and how he plays him. Oh, I love that man. He's such a great
What I
actor.
miss?
Oh,
We were
Nothing.
just talking about.
oh,
Just
I
Mando.
saw the circle in the middle, and I thought he was like shrouded in darkness.
That's just Cobb.
Yeah, there's also like if you want to be like, are you kidding me right now? Like with the Mando helmet, if you just do this, real
Yeah.
slow
Yeah.
There you
tilt,
go.
people,
Perfect.
it could either be like,
Oh, he muted himself. I don't think
Why
he
did he
knows.
mute himself?
This is going
Jack, you
really
hit
well.
mute.
What the hell is
Jack,
going
you're
on?
on mute. Jack, you're on mute.
It said something about me being muted up in the top, but I didn't read it because I was panicking.
I don't know what happened.
Unmuted. Yeah, this is a mess. What's going on?
It's
Wow.
because we're not talking about
Kenobi.
Kenobi.
So
That's
Kenobi,
So it opens.
I got
with,
really excited to see Coruscant. Like,
Yeah.
you see like the wide shot of it, and just like, just
Look at
Looks
these
so good.
guys.
there they
Look at
are.
that. Look at those
I
two
like to
fellas
think that Anakin's looking at Padme's apartment.
Oh,
off in
right
the-
there.
off in the
yeah, that's what he's
distance.
doing in the beginning. Of
Oh
course
yeah,
that's
yeah.
what he's doing. Because she
You
can
know-
see the temple from her apartment, so.
It's true.
True.
People were complaining about them not de-aging either of them, but honestly, I didn't mind it at all. This was
It's-
honestly to me a proof of concept that they could do more with Hayden.
It's
And
noticeable, but it's
it
like
wouldn't
who
be a
cares,
problem.
right?
It's
It, did,
noticeable,
it didn't
but
take
Get
me
over
out
it.
of it.
brush it off because I feel like if they did de-age them, it would be another Luke season 2 Mando situation
Yeah.
or Book of Boba Fett where everybody's
And
just
if
like, it's too
anything-
distracting. It looks, fake or whatever.
Looking at this comparison, I think Hayden looks a little more de-aged than like, or like than Ewan. Like you can tell Ewan is old there. Like that's what he looks like in Kenobi. You know, he doesn't
Yeah.
look like spry.
Well, that's like what
This
he
one,
looked like when
episode
they filmed
2.
the
Oh,
yeah.
movies. Like he is obviously like
Well,
older
he has
than
the
him,
look,
so.
but he doesn't. I don't know. But in that shot there, Hayden looks great though.
Yeah,
It's a lot like
it
it
worked.
reminds me of like Better Call Saul,
And here
where
too.
like you have this great story, but the actors
Oh,
are
yeah.
older, but it is a prequel,
El
and you
Camino.
just got to get over
Oh,
it.
okay,
You
yeah.
know.
I thought we were
same-
gonna talk
same
about
thing
El
with
Camino. Yeah.
Not much
Same
we can do
thing.
about
I
Todd and
agree.
El Camino, unfortunately. But
Yeah.
whatever. That was the
But it
one
that
worked.
was
took me
super
out of it.
distracting, but like you know what? All right, he's a person with his own life. Let's just
Yeah, just let it go, and they
Yeah, his
did.
hair-
It still worked.
I'd rather him than being recast.
Ewan's hair doesn't have that gingery touch it did in 2002.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just
true.
not perfectly coiffed. It's like he didn't. It's
looked
like
good,
kind of
though.
like bedheady a little
It's
bit.
it's a wig too, so they could have like
Eh,
just sprayed it a little. I don't know how
Yeah.
painting wigs works. I don't even know if you can paint a
Not
wig.
like
I have no
that.
idea how wigs work.
Just
But
get some spray paint and bring
the
it up,
spray
bring out
just-
back.
I think you're meant to dye them. If I had to
There
guess,
we go.
but I
Wig-
guess-
Wig
I
master,
would
Matt.
probably say
The wig master.
Matt. That's me. That's me.
Yeah,
we're
definitely
always-
pre Attack of the Clones
always.
era.
Oh, yeah.
I honestly I mentioned it, but I'm not fully committed to it. I need to. I've heard nothing but great things
the-
about Better
The
Call Saul.
mid-season finale
oh
was.
yeah.
I haven't watched it.
Yeah, I don't know how I haven't got. Well, by
I am
not,
not
fully
doing
investing
well.
yet, no spoilers are affecting me because I have no context for anybody really.
Oh.
Whoa.
What was that spoiler?
Is
What
this spoiler alert
is this
for Breaking
Just in
Bad
general?
or
Neither.
Neither?
Oh, no.
Okay.
I
Let's
gotta
move
leave
on.
then.
But Jack, I know you're kind of like the Anakin person here. Like, how'd you feel?
Oh shucks.
Out of the four of us, you're the number one Anakin person here.
Yeah,
How'd you feel seeing him again in the flesh
I
in live
felt
action?
so happy. In a way that I'm sure a lot of like Luke fans felt seeing him again at the end of season 2 of Mando for the first
Yeah.
time. It's just like I jumped a little bit because I'm like, oh my god, it's Anakin. Oh my god, because I kind of expected it. You don't cast Hayden and then just put him in Darth Vader makeup.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because like he's not really in the suit from what it seems. And behind the scenes, there's a guy who does like the dialogue and like the walk and stuff, and there's a guy who does the fight scenes. So Hayden's not really in the suit very much, it seems.
Yeah. No,
Um,
yeah, it doesn't seem like he is.
But now we know why he's here and happy to have him because like what an amazing scene we got with him.
Yeah.
And to frame it around this episode and to have the theme of each beat of this battle, this little duel, kind of take out like be put into the context of the struggle that everyone on Jabim is dealing with versus Vader, and how Vader makes the same mistakes as he did when he was a Padawan, and this is what made me go. Now the scene with him in A New Hope, where he says, "When I left you, I was but the learner, but now I am the master," is still intact to me because this play by Obi-Wan proved to me that he is still the master. He still
Yeah.
knows how to play this,
Yeah.
and that was really cool.
I mean, I talked about it a bit yesterday with All New Nerds on their stream, but we talked about how well edited that sparring was with the episode. How we just got a little at the beginning, some more in the middle, and it's like, who was thinking of this? Was it Vader? Was it Obi-Wan? Was it both? It was probably both. The way they edited it seemed like they were both going
Definitely both. Definitely
Yeah.
both.
Yeah,
back.
mostly Vader, I would say. A lot of times it was Vader who would stop, and then it would cut.
It would cut, yeah. If you watch, I've only watched the episode once still. I need to watch it again. But the beginning of their sparring was very similar to the beginning of the duel on Mustafar. In the end, Hayden or Anakin gets very like over the top. Like
Yeah.
the figure you got, Matt. It's very Luke.
It literally
slash
is
Vader.
Totally
Hunchback
Luke.
Luke.
Yeah.
Hunchback, pissed off Luke, just hacking away.
Do I need to pull up the Ryan clip?
Yeah,
Yes.
you
Yes,
might.
you do.
It's an excuse
No,
to do
no
it, right?
mites. If you want.
That's all. Yeah. And the other thing is he was Valtron.
That's
So
Anakin.
that
in
was
the
it. That was
episode.
Anakin.
That was literally
Yeah.
Like
him.
father, like son.
Love it.
Yeah, I mean, that was what a great touch. Also, I know they have like a training setting on the lightsabers, right? But like
Is there?
that didn't look like
What do you mean?
That's
they have like a
loose
low
thing.
power mode
Oh.
for like lightsabers where it doesn't
Yeah.
like hurt, like doesn't kill you if you get sliced with a lightsaber in training. They
I
also
don't know
have
where
specific
I
training
take your word for
sabers,
that.
And
I
Where'd you read
remember
that?
that in the
that was
old
from
canon.
Rebels.
Was
Yeah,
it?
it's in
Oh,
Rebels. Well,
it was.
Kanan explains you can adjust the length of like the blade.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they
I
also
remember that.
do
Okay.
training stuff.
What's the
with it.
relevance of this, Matt?
They're hacking at each other with lightsabers. I feel like they should be on like training mode, right? They're not just
who
like,
says they're not?
Yeah, who says they're not?
it just didn't look like it.
Is
Okay,
there
then
is there a
maybe they're
difference
not.
to spot?
Maybe at a certain
not as
age
bright.
or at a certain
I don't
point in
know.
training, they're just like, oh, well, let's just go for it.
Yeah, you wouldn't use training sabers with like someone on that skill level because like Anakin is very much like he's no pushover
I
by the time
guess.
of Attack of the Clones.
All right,
Yeah, I mean, I guess if
Chat.
they were using training sabers, they wouldn't,
Uh,
important
I
question
guess
for
we're gonna
the
have to
chat.
talk about this.
Sorry, the pasta. What is the chat's thought about spaghetti for breakfast?
Ryan
needs
texted
to
me
know.
about it. I thought it was fine.
Every
He didn't. Well, he said spaghetti
every
for
meal
breakfast.
can be eaten at any time of the day.
That's
What he
I
actually
said.
had, most of the contents are actually not necessarily what I think of when someone just says, "Do you want spaghetti?" When you
Right.
say, "Do you want spaghetti?" I think spaghetti, sauce, meatballs.
Yep.
And what he
What the,
was,
wait, what the hell did he eat? Now I'm more offended by that.
So
It-
he
it was
didn't
like spag-
get it.
it was like
apparently-
spaghetti
Well,
and
remember
like
he's
vegan
vegan.
chorizo
Apparently,
and like
yeah, so some vegan
It was
spaghetti
some,
dish, but like
veggie
apparently
chorizo
the
and-
craft services gave him the option for spaghetti for the whatever shoot he's on right now, and he went in this morning and apparently they didn't have the spaghetti, so he's going all on about the spaghetti for breakfast and they didn't have the spaghetti.
The way I see it is I could eat breakfast food for any meal of the day. And like if people think that's weird, like you can eat any food at any meal of the day. I don't really care.
I think
what it is.
that
I wouldn't do it.
a very heavy meal like spaghetti, the way it hit me, spaghetti sauce meatballs, that's a very heavy meal to break fast with, if you will.
Yeah, I agree.
And I would feel sick, personally speaking.
That's what I said to him too. I'm like, if your stomach can handle it that early in the morning, sure.
But if
why
people
not?
are like
That's what
shuffling
you wanna
pancakes
do.
for breakfast, and that's also very heavy.
He asked me
Like
how I
Matt.
felt about it, and I said morally abhorrent. and I
Matt put a
stand by
whole
that.
tub of butter on his pancakes.
That's
Matt
true.
has.
sweet.
Shout out.
It was disgusting.
Jesus. Ew.
Last time
For
I'm
the
gonna do that.
memes.
Uh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
bet.
don't do that.
Yeah, my
Learned
lone
your
reaction to
lesson.
Ryan this morning was literally, you're asking me what my spaghetti policy is? And it just kind of blossomed.
You
What
taking
is
me
your
on a
spaghetti policy here?
What's the spa day?
You're saying
I feel like
spa?
you're saying-
What? I feel like you're trying to
You're
finish the
saying a
word.
word,
We
but
haven't
you're not
finished it.
finishing
You know what's
it.
kind of like spaghetti?
Ooh, you're right.
Dung worms for
You're
breakfast.
right, you're right.
Worms for sale.
There we
Dung
go.
worms for breakfast.
All right. Now you guys know why we're talking about pasta and spaghetti.
Full circle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a
Speaking
carb
of
at the
pasta
end
and
of the day.
spaghetti, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Sweet lord, Matt. Yeah, back to Obi-Wan. Where did we leave off? The beginning?
Yep.
We're kind of
The
just
opening
talking about
scene.
the
We
whole
literally
tour
just talked
itself.
about the flashback and
That's
like
the,
barely
that's the
even
coolest
scratched
part.
the
One of the
surface.
coolest parts of the episode.
We got
I
derailed
wish
about
we had
spaghetti.
more of that. I'm so bummed that that's the only time this has happened because I've been waiting for this the whole show, and I thought I was going crazy. Hello there.
Yeah,
Dodge, you missed
Yes.
Dodge.
spaghetti for breakfast talk, but it's okay.
it's okay. It's all right. It's
We found
whatever.
out everyone's spaghetti policy.
Yeah,
We're all pretty much on the
we're
same
all
page.
pretty open on the spaghetti policy here, so that's good to know.
I'm a little conservative when it comes to spaghetti.
First rule of HoloNet Marauders: open door spaghetti policy.
That just reminds me of that cartoon. Somebody touch my spaghetti. Oh my God! Why would they were so racist against Italians back in the day? Why that's
I was just thinking of the Tim and
What are
Eric
you
thing where like the
talking
guys
about?
hiding behind the fern going spaghetti.
that too, dude. So much spaghetti.
I keep thinking of this like children's book called More Spaghetti, I say, and it's about a monkey who keeps eating like as much spaghetti as possible. So that's all I can
That's
think of.
that monkey's gonna be sick.
Pasta
Oh, yeah,
for
he
breakfast.
gets sick.
Thumbs.
Did he
Pasta
put a
for
tub
breakfast.
of butter on his
Anyway,
spaghetti? You can
it's
have
like
buttered noodles.
it like
Alright.
is buttered noodles. Anyway.
So what happened in this
Kenobi.
episode again?
So Lola-
Obi-Wan
Eats spaghetti.
Yes, and Leia
Lola
needs
went
to
evil
sift
mode.
through the spaghetti.
Leia's in
order
the vents.
to-
Yep.
Lays
A
in
lot of
the
spaghetti
vents.
in that vent. Yeah. Very.
She spent the entire episode in the vent.
Can we
Yeah,
get to why
pretty
James?
much.
Can
Why
we
the
get to
hell
why
did she
Jamie's
know
wearing a
how to
blue
Tie
hat?
harding it.
That's a good question. That's
How
a
did she
really
know how to
good
fix
question.
the
Why-
door?
Why are you wearing?
Why am I wearing a blue hat? Because
Because
AJ, you
Blue
got
Hat
those
Guy
pictures
is the
ratings?
best character ever made,
Blue
and
Hat
he's in this
Guy.
episode.
I think he's a little
Oh.
overrated. Honestly.
Our boy Rexing around.
There is.
that doesn't
Yeah. So
doesn't capture the blueness enough.
no, there's a couple other photos in there.
I
but,
love that his hat
He,
bends like
he
Papa
looks kind of
Smurf's.
familiar in
I
the
know.
background. I'm like, is that
so
is
good.
it? No. And then he
So-
posted, and I'm
There's
like,
Corey
son
and
of a
Michael.
bitch.
I love.
I
Yeah.
love
so,
the goggles
happy.
on Corey too. Awesome
The
There we go.
goggles,
That's a
yeah.
bit clearer.
So
I know
everybody-
goggles
So
and
happy
blue
they
hat.
got to be refugees.
It's so good.
and-
So yes,
to
for
be-
context, or anyone in the chat who might not know, lots of friends were extras in the background of this episode of Kenobi. So if you see like blue hats everywhere, it's because Michael
Also,
had a blue
R.I.P.
hat.
Wade.
Oh, dude. Why are you
Wait.
bringing that up? I can't.
I said they were going to.
They
But
went-
that was Michael.
Yep.
Here's Corey on the left. Aubrey's in the
Aubrey in
middle
the back.
Aubrey in
there.
the front.
Aubrey.
And if you look on the
Sanders,
right,
front
on the
center.
right, Christina Ariel is in the scene
Yep.
there.
There's another picture I have that's
Oh,
like
wow.
a good one of the end. Yeah, so Michael on the left, Christina Ariel near Leia and Obi-Wan, and then
Yeah.
our friend Justice.
Our friend
is right in the
Justice in
center.
the bottom, right?
So yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
And then our
so
friend
they all-
Ewan is on the right there.
Right.
Yeah, friend of the
Um,
show, Ewan
friend of the-
McGregor.
Friend of the show, Ewan.
Oh boy.
But yeah,
Yeah.
we had to talk
Corey's
about that.
character's name. We have Blue Hat Guy. It's Goggles Guy. Chad's
Goggles
starting
Guy.
Goggles Guy.
Goggles guy, yeah. I'm starting
Goggles.
goggles.
Hold on,
man.
guys. This is the chance to create the canon for them.
Oh, I'm
Hey,
on it. We're
HoloNet
on it.
chatted with-
canon is extensive. We could do that right now.
A lot of people
Yeah.
have already thrown out concepts for what Michael's character is, because he has a lot of people who like to throw stuff around. But the most fun one that I've seen so far is he's like related to Cassian somehow, because he had his like campaign a while ago, the whole Rex and Arandor thing, because he wanted to be on Andor, but then he ended up being on Kenobi. And so there's a cute little
This is
comic,
subtle.
literally a comic that someone already drew up for that. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
What's his
It's so-
name?
it's so
Really
fun.
cool.
Usually
think-
they
I don't
like
think he has
take
a
the
name yet.
names of the actors and like rearrange them.
I don't think he's gotten a
Um,
name yet. No one's gotten names. But anyway, so proud of our
Michael-
friends that they got this opportunity to be in the background,
Ikmal.
and they all deserve it so much. And I'm so excited for them.
I
That's
hope we
so
get to see
cool.
them again next week. If
Yeah.
they're still alive, which
I hope
they're in
so.
the ship, so.
Hey, if we see them again next week, that means we could see them die next week.
Oh.
How
no.
great!
No, they
would
got
that
away.
be?
They're
Well, we're gonna. I think that's put the cart before the horse a little bit, but I don't think we will see them next week for reasons.
Well, the
that we
hyperdrive
get
is
into.
dead, unless they're all like hopping out of the ship.
Oh right,
wouldn't
never
be on
mind.
the
Ewan's
ship at the beginning.
Obi-Wan's on the transport. I'm a big dum dum, of course. We will.
No, they were not on the transport that Vader tore apart like a paper mache pinata.
No, I
I
was
love-
more just focused on Reva's discovery at the end, and that,
that too.
distracted me because
Yeah.
I'm like, oh well, clearly that's the focus of the last episode.
Yeah, not to jump ahead the entire episode, but I love when Vader tries to stop the ship and he yanks it back down, and then it's just and the other one just takes off.
The other one
I know
takes off.
they
I
duped him.
laughed so hard that Vader got duped. I love it when Vader gets duped.
And I
it's like
love-
my favorite thing in Star Wars. Vader
Vader's
getting
Oh,
mask is so good because when he's
It's so
confused,
expressive.
it looks so silly. Like he's looking up and he's just like,
Just like-
"Doi." What?
Oh god damn it!
Doi.
Dude, I saw something online that I have
Okay.
not been able to
Hello,
stop
birds,
thinking about.
sister.
We're so bad at talking about stuff. We go to
Somebody
the end, we go to
asked-
the beginning, talk about spaghetti.
Well, this
Sorry.
episode's a
Right.
little non-linear, so it's a little
Yeah.
harder to focus.
Talking
Somebody
about spaghetti.
called Vader
Oh, no.
and the Grand Inquisitor Beavis and Butthead at the end when they stab Reva, but they leave her dead. They leave her there. They don't kill her. They don't finish her off, and they walk away like, hey, "We just totally killed that girl." Like,
Yeah,
it's
we just did the
Beavis
same
and
thing that
Butthead.
happened to me.
Hey,
Hey, what happened to me?
Michael.
Michael.
Hey,
Help us come up with a name for your character.
I'm such a big fan.
I suggested Ikmal. I think that's a good name for your character because they usually
Ikmal.
rearrange the name, like the letters or like the sound of your name. They usually rearrange it.
Call me
Ikmal Blue Hat something.
Ikmal Blewett.
Ikmal Blewett.
Ikmal Blewett. That's it.
I like it.
I should have had him on the show and kicked me out.
You know, I met somebody in California whose name was Hugh Blewett. Not even kidding. Real name too. Sorry.
I met someone in
Hugh.
California named Michael
Really,
and
That's true,
Dodge
you did.
and Chad.
Yes, you did.
Michael. We're naming your character.
He
Tell me what you
can't
think. He
And
can't
he-
hear.
He's in a
he's
meeting.
in a meeting.
But he's watching
Okay.
us.
Okay, all right.
I admire the enthusiasm.
I'm glad. I'm
Oh.
glad you
That's a
put
big
it.
mood.
All right.
in the,
But let's
uh,
talk about
What?
Riva while we're on talking about Riva. Like I thought, remember guys, I said last week I thought
Remember.
she had greater interests at stake than being Grand Inquisitor, and
Right.
she did.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Um,
we
and she
finally
got
got
duped,
her
but-
full, well, I guess full backstory of she was one of the younglings and, you know, a little bit of revenge out there. I love that
Jeez
plot.
Louise.
I love the plot of infiltrating the Inquisitorius from the inside. Like, yes. So
Why
good.
But
the
she-
hell did they show us Anakin slaughtering children? Why?
That was a lot.
Holy crap!
They like
That was
barely
pretty
did.
intense,
It
yeah.
was there, but
Well,
it was a couple swipes.
I agree with AJ. It was the cuts were so quick that you could barely tell what was happening, but like the
you could
intent
barely
was
tell there
shown.
was child murder.
Yeah,
Also, I
it's
really
just a
like
little-
that color.
It's just a little
Live
child
action
murder.
clones.
Mm.
The lighting
Very
makes them
good
all
color.
look like they're like with ballast.
Hauser.
Not ballast.
Yeah.
That's the
Hauser. Damn
Best
it.
part about modern
Howard.
lightsaber tech is that the blades actually do the job that they sorely lack.
They actually glow, right?
Yeah, like that's my biggest problem. Well, among other things, with like the Dooku Yoda fight, is that Dooku no light on him, Yoda all light on him. Like it's just bugs me.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Michael's named himself Tag Andore. Back to Italians.
Andore.
Tag Andore. Hey.
No relation to
Okay.
casting.
It's good.
This
That's
is
it.
good.
Well, you heard it here first. He named himself, guys. Tag Andore. If it's not
There we go.
that, then we're gonna have a problem. Lucasfilm, if you're listening,
And I know you
You
are.
I
are.
know you are.
We should
Tag
make a
Andore.
Wikipedia page. Can we do that? Is it open source?
I do have a Wikipedia
We'll fig-
account.
we'll figure it out. We'll make it work.
They're gonna
We
ban
got
me.
stuff to do.
Right.
Oh, he noticed the blue
He
bean.
knows the beanie. Anyway,
I'm doing some very important behind the scenes work right now. It
I
might
don't
pay
know
off.
what you're
Okay.
doing.
Ruh-roh.
I'm concerned.
So that was the second flashback we just talked about. There were two flashbacks, both
What else is-
utilizing Hayden Christensen. One at the beginning of his career in Attack of the Clones, and one at the end in Revenge of the Sith as Anakin.
It was
Sorry, I'm
really.
sorry.
What'd I miss?
Yes, he would. Hey, I'm Tag Andore. I
Oh,
eat a
the
spaghetti for
spaghetti.
breakfast. That's what he
What would they
sounds
call
like.
it? No, they would call it spag.
Spag, like calf. Yeah,
Yeah.
That would be
Spag and
Just
cat.
cut a
perfect.
word. You just cut the word in half. You're done.
I'm eating spag for brekkie. I'm
It's
sorry.
spelled SPAGH.
Oh my god.
What was I
Oh
gonna say?
no.
Boy, it really shows what you can do with an actor when they're being directed properly. Like, I don't mean to hate on George, but
I don't mean
boy.
to hate on George Lucas, but
Hayden Christensen really knocked it out of the park in terms of bringing warmth to the character and
Yeah.
like just some genuine playfulness that you could see him trying to do back in 2003.
Like, look at his smile.
look at that
He's,
smile.
better
he's
than any
so
smile
happy.
he
It
had
makes
in
me
all
so
of
happy.
prequels.
Fuck,
That's
that's what I'm talking about. That's a
Uh.
genuine smile. He's having a good time, and you know, it just shows what happens when you direct an actor properly.
he's smiling
They-
because he got his
you
hair
get the
cut back.
performance you're looking for. That was probably the
The two of them just
best part of the episode.
smiling there together. Also, just like seeing them again is amazing, but also seeing not Coruscant on fire and miserable looking
Yeah.
is also just very, you know. And we saw the inside of the Jedi Temple again. It looks
Yeah.
clean. It looks nice. It's
I
not
love
filled
how
with
we've
blaster
gotten-
fire.
Yeah, I love how we've gotten like nice Jedi Temple and then also Under Siege Jedi Temple. Like, so good. Like,
I know.
I just got so happy to see Coruscant not like ridiculously beyond out or.
That's a
on
really
fire.
pretty Jedi dojo. You know, I feel like that floor is a
Yeah.
little
It
too
was.
reflective for all
Yeah.
that scuffling.
Such a shiny floor.
Have you guys seen not to
Or the George
tangent, the
Floyd
new
Buffett.
Galaxy's Edge merch. Like, first of all, why are they dropping so much merch at Galaxy's Edge after Star Wars?
Right after we
Celebration?
leave.
I'm a
Rude.
little upset.
That's what they did to
But
me.
There's like these like nice like mugs that are like Jedi Temple themed, and they have like the logo from like the Jedi Council like chamber floor, and they just.
I like that logo. Kind of looks like the High Republic.
I like that
Logo.
logo.
It's a good thing we know a lot of
It
folks who go to frequent
We do.
Disney.
Not too many.
I know.
Many.
I wish
Too
it was
many.
me.
It's very stressful.
Oh,
Did we talk
right.
about Riva?
Really quickly before we do,
Riva.
since Michael can hear it, Michael, we named your character Tag Andore per your request, and he likes to eat spaghetti, but spaghetti is being called spag in the Star Wars universe now,
You have
apparently.
Spag
So-
sounds like a slur.
Spag.
I don't know why.
Spaghetti.
Spag. Just doesn't sound. It sounds
pasta.
mean. Sounds
Okay,
mean.
pasta.
I don't know. Well,
you
you
have
have
to
to
say-
spaghetti because Tim and Eric took that.
That's true.
Spaghetti.
You can't say tag Andori or Andore. You have to say tag Andore. You have to say it Italian
Adore.
because he's very Italian. This is where I'm coming up with. It's all in here. We're creating canon as we speak. Blue hat guy is extremely Italian.
Let's move on.
Let's go back to Riva.
Let's move on.
You mean
we-
Bada Bingo Rexing around? Come on.
Oh, man. This has turned into the Italian
The
Italian
Italian
hour
hour.
with Matt Simonelli.
So
Oh,
I have a
there you
question
go.
because I don't know if I'm just going crazy, but after 2 watches, did the Stormtrooper battalion? Some of them looked like they were just mannequins, like at Galaxy's Edge. I don't know. Maybe
Where?
I'm just going crazy. Like the ones in the very back. Like some of them just kind of look like very stiff.
One thing
and
I
just
like,
we're not moving.
I thought was really funny, like as they landed, I was
notice.
like, that's a lot of stormtroopers for like 2 transports, and like I was just a random like side note, but like maybe they just like backfilled a lot like CG afterwards. Who knows? But
Maybe
I know that
they're
they,
stiff because they were so crammed in the transports that they like
Maybe.
couldn't move and they got like stiff necks and they're
one
like,
of
oh,
the
I
big
tell you, that
credits at
armor
the end,
does do a
though-
number on you.
Well,
Yeah.
not big, but one of the credits at the end though is they called the local 501st to like fill in the background again.
I
Dude,
like how they
Yeah.
they
So
keep
they
doing
could've
that.
That's always
just-
so cool.
They could have
I'll go
just
for an
literally
eye, well
instructed
done.
them stand back there and don't move.
Yeah,
So that's
That's-
probably what it was.
and
That's
they
right.
did a hell of a job. Good job,
Oh, yeah.
guys. You nailed it.
100%.
You
Nailed
nailed
it,
that
guys.
direction.
Levi.
I want to ask.
I-
Levi might know this
Oh,
now
boy.
that
As
Levi's
he-
here.
I'm ready.
First of all, Imperial dropships. This is the first time we've really seen them outside
Oh,
because the Mandalorian
Levi,
introduced them.
Levi and I yelled about this yesterday. No, not yelled, but I was on their stream as I mentioned earlier, and they used the same dropships they used in Mando. which
Damn
are
it!
supposed
That's
to be
what I was
the
going
first.
to ask. Those
I
were
mean-
the stepping stone between Imperial dropships, whatever they were,
Yeah.
and First
The
Order
First Order
dropships.
ones.
I guess
Right.
not.
I think
Oh,
they
well.
just reused them again. 'Cause
Well, they
were
did.
there.
They totally just reused the
You have the
assets.
asset just lying around.
Yeah.
Understandable. So I guess
They just
you know.
fired him back up.
whatever. Sure.
Look, it's a good ship. Why we got resources to focus on other things. We got to build another Death Star over
We've
here.
got
But what are those
an incoming
ships in
transmission
Andor?
from Amore. What did we call him?
Andorre.
Andorra.
Andore.
Andorre. Hey.
Apparently he's lost on Jabin. But
Oh.
how's it going, Michael?
Oh
Hi
snap!
guys,
There he is.
how's it going?
Hello.
pretty
Oh,
good,
wow.
pretty good.
Welcome.
How are you?
Hang
You
on.
must be
How
on
are
the
you?
moon right now. Over the moon.
He's
Is
actually
I'm
on
on
Jabin.
no, I'm on Jabim. Ah,
sorry.
nice.
Yeah.
Hey.
He's still loading on my side.
I just gotta say the biggest thing, the best thing, is that I don't have to keep a secret anymore. It's been miserable. My existence has been pain in every single second. Like I genuinely feel like I know how Darth Vader feels because everything hurt all the time because I just wanted to tell the world. But I would have such a $10 million. Oh wait, who'd we lose?
Where,
I don't
where
know.
the hell
Jack's
did
gone.
Jack go?
Jack.
Why did Jack?
Did he
dropped
was he
out.
like I don't want to be on camera with that guy?
You know what?
I don't know.
Yeah.
He'll be back.
He went to go rat you out to Vader.
That's it.
So
We've had a lot of
I
trouble
found
with
him.
the stream tonight.
He's back.
Ladies and
He's
gentlemen,
back?
But I'm
we have
just-
He's
the
back?
man who played Tag Andore on
Andore,
our
the
stream
legend.
right now.
Yeah, don't what did I say? Don't advertise this anywhere. That NDA is terrifying.
No, I mean-
Oh.
Don't. No, you're good. Just welcome back, Jack. I thought you were just sick of my BS already. Okay.
No,
never mind.
I was like,
Never mind,
I can't
we're
hear
good,
him.
we're good.
What is going on?
You can't hear. You still can't hear him.
No, I can hear him now. I can hear
This
him
has
now.
happened
Okay,
before.
good,
I don't know
couldn't,
why.
I couldn't hear
Yeah,
before.
yeah, it has.
My speakers are a mess.
But
No, actually,
yeah.
that time he just wasn't loading in. It was weird.
So
Michael,
it
what's your
was-
opinion
Hi, Michael.
on spaghetti in the morning?
Hi. I don't like that at all.
Well, you know Ryan,
Wait a
right?
minute.
Ryan Mirelli.
That's wrong.
Yeah.
He is now Ryan Spaghetti. He has spaghetti for breakfast now, I guess. So
Well, I mean,
It's a
it
big-
makes sense that honestly, if you're gonna say who's the one guy who eats spaghetti in the morning, I'd probably say Ryan.
yeah.
So it does make sense, but it doesn't make it not disgusting.
So let's
fun
pause here.
fact.
I like that.
I want to get in your mind for a second here. So Tag Andore doesn't eat spaghetti for breakfast, is what I'm saying. I have to.
Can
write
I
this
tell you
down.
what's in my mind is that if you take the blue jug from the Fennec figure, you can give it to Hondo, and he can hold the blue jug.
Ooh.
That's pretty
a
good.
good hack.
That's
I
perfect.
have to
That's
do
his
that.
run.
That's why people come to the stream. That's the stuff people want to hear from.
That is true.
We have that blue
That's,
jug.
that's
so.
not bad. I have
And
that
we
blue
have
jug
that
in
Hondo.
too. Hondo.
It's a good Hondo.
So-
If you have the Fennec, you can give him the
What
jug.
if I give it to Kenobi?
Can
No.
Mando have
No.
it?
Kenobi doesn't need that.
I mean,
He's been through
Okay.
enough.
Mando could use some
Oh.
spotchka.
Kenobi drinks all the time, dude. Give him the whole jug. He deserves it.
I feel bad because I feel like people, would. How many? There's 12. It's not that many, so I think we're okay. I'm worried here. I'll just say it. I can't say much. I still can't say much. I would tell you guys every bit of what happened on set, and hopefully I can soon. I'm trying to get express written consent from Lucasfilm PR to talk about some of the stuff. But until I have that, I'm trying to keep it quiet. Which to the chat, that's why we weren't. That's why they were joke questions that were being asked, because the Marauders know that I'll be in big trouble. But if I eventually can, I absolutely will. But it was unbelievably fun. I was a little bit bummed at how much of the episode got cut. Because like I mentioned on Twitter, I went from incurring a battle wound to getting a cramp from running, because suddenly I'm running through the door holding my side, but you don't see why. You don't see why I'm holding my side.
Because you carb loaded, dude. You ate spaghetti for breakfast. You carb
that
loaded.
makes sense.
Now you got a
makes
cramp,
total
dude. Now you got a cramp.
Now
We,
it's
we
canonical.
fill in the blanks.
So like that makes a little more sense, because I feel like the stormtroopers were extra bad at their job in terms of shooting at people.
Because they were the
in this
501st Legion.
episode.
Yeah. There we go.
It's true.
I'll tell you one fun thing is I was standing there because I'm in that battle sequence, and you can see me for like 3 frames, which is just heartbreaking because he kept saying, everybody fall back. And I was like, no, I'm going to stand here as long as I can. But all the stormtroopers between takes would yell, I'm aiming for Rex and around, which was just a hilarious and insane thing that was happening. So
That's so good.
I think if you probably look at the footage again, you'll probably be able to see that every stormtrooper is aiming in the exact same direction, just right at one person. It was pretty wild.
One of these days, we're gonna have to flesh that out. Why was that?
One day.
One day.
Yeah.
We're gonna
One
have
day.
to, we have
So-
to build the cannon.
Tag did some messed up stuff for the
Yeah.
battalion.
Jabim from a certain point of view.
When I was on set, oh, you can't. It looks like it's empty. It looks like the page is empty. There we go.
Okay.
When I was on
That's a lot of
set, I
writing. There you
journaled
go.
every single day.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
awesome.
So I
Looked
have
like nice
all-
handwriting.
every minute. Thank you. I had a lot of time to practice. Every minute of every day I wrote down. But like I said, wouldn't share it until I get that NDA approval. But yeah, it was just wild. It was unbelievable. Like, I recommend everybody do it at some point.
We'll try.
Yeah,
We'll
sure.
try.
Pretty cool. You know,
If it
I'm
happens.
sure
If I
Yeah,
can
Star
do
Wars.
it,
You know,
if I can
if
do
I'm
it,
in
everybody
town,
can do it.
you know,
Everybody
might
can
as
do it.
Hey,
Seriously.
Jamie
I
and
like
I
the way
just
you
went to
framed
bot
it
2
this
for the
morning.
first time.
It
We
was very
got
inspiring.
one step at a time.
Thank you.
So
Yeah, congrats, guys. How was that? Did I miss that conversation? Did you talk about it already?
no,
Well, we
not
talked about it
today.
last
I mean,
week a
we've
little
talked about
bit,
it
but,
before.
Yeah, it was incredible. I got
was
really
great.
excited just to see like a trash can. So
Yeah,
it was-
everything there
it was
is
good.
just
It
love
was
that picture here.
fantastic.
Oh yeah.
I think the,
The
picture's
immersion is insane. Did you get to see Boba Fett?
No, that was
so-
right at the day
Wait,
after.
That
Boba
was
there?
right after.
Oh, wait, the new Boba.
And
Did you
Fennec,
guys go
yeah.
to both bathrooms?
No, just one.
You can see
That's the
our
important
green
question.
milk review.
There's 2 very different bathrooms, and they're both very
Here's the
cool.
thing. I really wanted to go to the second one, but I couldn't find it. But let me tell you why. I've talked about this in the stream
The second
before.
bathroom?
Yeah, apparently
Yeah,
there's a
it's
second
one of the
bathroom
Droid
feature.
Depot area.
There is a radio station on Batu, which I am
Oh, hey.
obsessed with. Oh gosh, great. Hello, Corey.
Hey.
Like there's a
All
radio
right.
station on Batu, BSO4 1.72, and I am obsessed with it. And you can hear it only from the bathroom, and I didn't get to hear it, and no one cares about it as much as I do, and I didn't hear it. So
Aw.
It's
I
gotta
gotta
go.
go,
the
guys.
bathroom?
It's
Next
the reason
time.
to go back.
Yeah,
As somebody
there you
who's heard almost every minute of it and spent many evenings throwing up in those bathrooms, it's really cool to hear. I'm sad you didn't get to hear it.
go. Yeah,
We'll
one
have
day,
to-
one day.
We'll have to give you an excuse to stay in the bathroom all day.
I'd like to have that same exact experience, minus the throwing up, please.
Hey,
No, you
Corey.
gotta- that's like the spice.
Corey, since you already seem to be getting into trouble everywhere, do you want to tell the entire story about all of everything that happened?
I guess,
Don't.
yeah, from start
Or
to finish,
don't.
all the hidden details. Let's break it all today. Yeah, why
I don't
not?
want to get. I don't want to get Corey
Don't I get
arrested.
sued?
They're gonna burst through his door as he's talking and haul him right out of this live stream.
No.
I love how like we have
No.
two people here that just can't say anything, but we're happy they're here.
We're on a podcast.
I'm happy to
Anyways,
be here.
They're bringing us back to celebration.
I'm gonna keep watching, but I do have to go because it's 6:00 and I'm still. At
Oh,
the
right when
office
I
and
come, I see. Okay, got it. Yeah.
Corey,
Tag team.
I've seen more than enough of you. I'm kidding. I love you all. Thanks for letting me pop on here real quick and say hello.
Of course.
Of
We're gonna
course,
need
thanks
to
for
have
hopping
a
in.
fireside chat where you
course.
read your journals next to a roaring fireplace
Oh, the journals.
with a cup of whiskey or something. Just going to town,
There it
hours
is.
and hours.
Corey,
reading
I'll
your
tell you,
journals.
Kenobi
Corey
Chronicles.
Corey's in almost every single page.
I'm sure I am.
Our
the real journal of the
adventures-
wills right there.
Our
need to-
adventures were outrageous. I mean, and I'm so glad you got to see us together in a couple frames. We were together as much as we could be together. It was like we were a couple more than he and Aubrey were, because we were just always like, because Aubrey was kind of militant and they put her off in the distance, but Corey and I were just like some like
We were the
you know,
homies the whole time. Yeah.
we were just goofing around. There's a really sweet shot of me looking over at him. It was just really fun. But but I will. I'll see you guys later. I love you all. Thanks for letting me pop on and
Yes, thank
disrupt
you.
your review.
Not
Of
a
course,
disruption
course.
at all.
Thank
All
you.
right,
Yeah.
Michael. Thanks for stopping
Bye.
by.
So hey Corey, what's up?
So hey, Corey.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good.
Dog
Yeah.
this guy.
I'm
Here we are.
I'm still like reeling after that crazy episode. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's really weird.
You
It's
guys
so
picked a
weird.
good episode to be in.
Yeah,
I-
for real.
Yeah,
They
they
picked
you know,
it, yeah.
they're like, which one do you want to be in? And I said, the best one, please. And so then, you know,
Wow, they just knew.
they just
pretty
knew.
great. That's pretty
Yeah,
impressive.
yeah, no, but yeah, it's crazy. I'm happy to be here with you guys, though.
Corey,
Yeah,
I
I
have
mean,
a question. The chat said that you actually have a name for your character.
I do.
What's who? What
oh
is it?
yeah.
Yeah, my refugee character's name. AJ was there yesterday when I talked about it, and I already forgot what the name was. So let's.
I do too.
Let's go to. I think I have it. On.
Levi probably remembers.
You need to write these down.
Oh yeah, Levi would definitely know.
Write
It's
that down, write that down.
Kava Spes. Kava Spes.
Kava Spes.
Kava
I like it.
Spes.
Spes. Nice.
I like
Yes.
it.
Now I had Art Turo Vargas create that name for me. It's not an official Lucasfilm name. I might, but I'm gonna campaign for this name because I think it should
think
be
it's great.
done.
Campaign
Yeah.
for a spinoff. Yeah.
You can keep calling it that until someone's like, no, that's not what it is.
Yeah, they'd be like, oh, your name's Bert, or like something.
Bert. That's a
Okay.
great name.
Yeah,
Like bring you back for Andor. Like, all right, so this is your character name now.
I'm ready to go. Yeah, they want
Oh, wait, no,
Andor.
Andor's probably already shot.
You know what I just realized?
Yeah.
They're probably gonna do the behind the scenes show for Kenobi, right? Whatever
Yeah,
it's called.
probably.
We could see some cool stuff there, hopefully.
You will.
Oh yeah, more
I'm
screen
sure you
caps
will.
for sure.
I hope
All
so.
right.
There's so many fun behind the scenes stuff that I hope so. I hope there's stuff that put
Can't wait. Whenever we get that. I know you were on the All New Nerds thing with me yesterday. I know you can't say much.
I'll
but-
say more here.
I mean,
We need
we,
it's longer so you guys get the more story for it.
we don't want to get anybody in trouble.
Yeah.
No,
Anyone in
definitely
trouble?
not.
Yeah.
But I mean, share whatever you want to share within reason. I don't know where we left off talking about the actual episode before Michael popped in,
I
but
have no idea. Corey,
Yeah.
what is your spaghetti for breakfast policy?
Important.
it is.
My spaghetti for breakfast policy.
A friend of
what
ours.
Would you?
I don't know what
enjoys
that
spaghetti
means.
for breakfast, and we're
Yeah,
all
that's-
he's asking everyone what they think, and we're all
I
kind
I
of
know
like,
you don't
"Eh."
want to consider it because it's so abhorrent, but I mean,
Would you eat spaghetti for breakfast? Is what the question is.
I have before.
oh my lord.
There's a, yeah.
Hey,
it's-
Hannah.
How
This
was
it?
looks like
before?
a man who would have spaghetti for breakfast.
I went to
I feel like you wouldn't.
I went to the Olive Garden at like 10 a.m. once. And
Then you had spaghetti
Wow.
for breakfast.
yeah, so I'm there. Like I've done it.
That's
So
wild.
yeah, you have
Actually,
experience.
the
Breadsticks
only
for
thing-
breakfast.
You
My
heard it here.
character only eats spaghetti for breakfast.
Dude, holy crap! Write that down. Write that down.
Groundbreaking. Write that down.
Holy
write that
crap!
There it is.
Oh god.
Oh yeah, dung worms for breakfast. Does he eat dung worms for
Dung
breakfast?
worms or spaghetti.
Holy
So-
crap!
You know,
Oh, good
when
lord.
it's stuff on Jabim and that's the only thing you can eat, then
down. Just
That place
You gotta
looks
do what
like
you
it
gotta
has
do.
dung worms. Jabim looks like it has dung worms.
did you guys know that? So I'm okay. So AJ, you were here for this, but I'm going to further this story and say that while I was on set, anytime you see me on the camera, I will have everyone know what I was thinking. Okay, every time they were shooting scenes with me, I kept thinking, well, if I'm like my age now here in Kenobi, if I'm 23 in Kenobi, that means I was around during the Clone Wars, which means it's very plausible, especially on Jabim, that I bumped into a few people there. So my headcanon is that Fives saved me from like battle droids or something like that.
That's
I
pretty
love
big.
that.
And
That's
there's no
That's really
going
good.
back from it. Like that's what it is. Lucasfilm needs to like also accept that that is canon.
So he saved you from battle droids, and he kept like a little picture of you, like on his armor somewhere. Like,
Yeah.
what's her name?
Heavy.
The Twi'lek. Yeah. Well, like Waxer and Boyle. Remember they had
Oh,
they
like that,
painted
yeah.
that little girl on
Nemo
there.
art.
Yeah.
exactly,
yeah.
exactly.
So he has you somewhere.
I'm just gonna
It's
go even
a plate of
further.
spaghetti.
I'm gonna go even further and say that he also saved Aubrey, and so that's how we came together. And so it's really Fives is like it was because of him. So we're
Oh.
Oh.
it's
I love
getting
that.
crazy.
That's
I like that a lot.
is-
That's good. And you eat spaghetti for breakfast. All right.
Yes.
Corey, do you remember at Star Wars Celebration when we met D. Bradley Baker and he
Mm.
forgot
Oh.
who Fives was?
That was a low moment.
That's part of the arc too, actually. So Fives hit his head, right? And forgot who he was. You remind him who he was, and then he saves you.
There you go. There you go. Well, so yeah, we met D Baker, all of us together at Celebration, and he was signing a print that Aubrey got for me of like Fives, Rex, Cody, and Echo, and he asked me, he's like, "This is Waxer and Boyle," and I went, "Now listen, I'm not one to ever be like actually," but I was like, "Oh, D, that's actually Fives." But I was trying to do it in a joking way, and I realized he was tired, and I was like, "Wow, that came across not how I wanted it to."
It was so like shock and then apologetic immediately, but that moment haunts me still.
It's a haunting moment that I've actually cut out of my brain since Celebration.
And then Jamie just had to bring it
Yeah.
up.
And then
Jamie
dredge it
just-
back up.
Sorry. I just gotta keep it interesting.
Like the dung worms in a puddle on Jabim. He had to just
That's
drudge them back up.
You know what's funny is I on my downtime on set, I watched some of your guys' streams. So this year that I was on Jabim, like, all right, let's pull up some content. What do I
Oh,
So
want?
man.
the HoloNet Marauders are canon then. 'Cause
Yeah, and yes, on the HoloNet.
on the HoloNet.
Ah!
yeah. Also, I just noticed
Great.
your name
Perfect.
there, and I
Wow.
Number
I
one.
I appreciate that.
Who else has watched you guys on a Star Wars set? So I feel like I should get the
Ewan McGregor probably.
you McGregor, of course.
You and did. Hayden
Yeah.
probably did, right?
Hey, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
saw that.
Dave probably watches us all the time. Dave Filoni.
This is
Oh,
both
yeah.
of them watching us.
Oh, absolutely.
Look at these guys talk about spaghetti.
Wow. Spaghetti for breakfast. This is crazy.
These guys are nuts.
I like spaghetti too, Anakin.
Oh, ooh, that's good.
I think it's very good. Well, I don't at all, Master. I think it's disgusting.
Wow.
Do you guys remember the micro series when Anakin and Obi-Wan are eating like worms, and it's like the only thing?
Oh,
I
yeah.
do remember
yeah.
that. Holy crap.
Everyone's like,
That's
They're
good.
dung worm eaters.
Yeah, so that's why like
That sounds like a
I'm gonna go
slur,
find
too.
that.
I always thought that planet was Jabim. So when we were
Hmm.
shooting, I was like, oh yeah, that's that planet from like with the little snails and such. But I'll tell you one story that I think is okay for me to say. And it was a really fun day where a certain person said hello there to me, and it was like one of those moments where I didn't know what to do. I was like,
What did you reply with?
I was in a prosthetic costume mask when I was a creature, and I could not respond.
You should
And,
have coughed at him like General Grievous.
well,
I would have just like passed out.
one thing that people don't know is like, obviously when you watch these shows, you might think some of it's sets or whatever, but like all the Tatooine stuff, it was very hot out when we shot that, and wearing a prosthetic mask was just like one of the funnest experiences of my life for sure, but also very, very sweaty. So I was also kind of like delusional when he said hello to me.
So this didn't even happen. You're just imagining.
Maybe this didn't even happen. Yeah, that's
Wow.
possible. It's possible.
So I found Anakin eating dung worms.
Oh
Look at
yeah.
him dive right in.
Disgusting.
Close.
What was
So-
that? Oh yeah, that was like
Tastes like chicken.
Oh my goodness. Well, there you have it. But Corey, what have you, from the outside looking in, like what have you been thinking about the show so far, as it's almost over now?
I really like it. I really like what they're doing with the character of Obi-Wan and where the story is going. I actually am starting to feel like I want more though, and that's something that I didn't think I would feel by this point. Like we all talked about this in Celebration too, but I definitely was always like Kenobi should only be one season, one thing because it's special. But I don't feel like we've had enough time with the story. I mean, I love it, but I feel like it's so fun, and I don't want the fun to stop. And
There was an article somewhere where they were talking about doing more stories.
Yeah,
So-
and I think they
6
should.
episodes is not enough.
It's not, and I think that's something I hope that like going forward, Disney Plus might try to change a bit. I think 6 is unless they're like 6 hour to hour and a half long episodes.
Yeah.
And you can like justify the 6, but I think 6 with only like 35-minute episodes does not work as well. So, you could. I guess the question is like, what do you do after you bring in characters like Vader and Leia and all of that? How do you like top that? But I think personally, I'm like, I don't care if it's just a story of him on Tatooine afterwards and doing, whatever he does.
Like
But
the old
yeah,
Kenobi novel from
I could
Legends,
see-
yeah.
Or you could
I could see
adapt
him-
and expand this. Black
Well-
Chrysanthemum.
Oh, yeah.
You have the costume already made.
Adaptation's tough, because like that's where you are now stepping on other canon and
Yeah.
saying,
True.
no, this is how it was told. And like we've already seen that play out with like Bad Batch, and like that can be awkward at times when you have two tellings of the same story. But it'd be cool if if Kenobi was inspired by this to, at least help out a little bit more, because Quinlan Voss kind of showed him up by proving by showing him that he has been doing this, whether he intended to or not.
Let's
Obviously,
be real. Quinlan Voss always kind of shows him up. So
yeah, he's like,
Gotta.
God, that son of a bitch, you got me first. No, but just knowing that the path exists and everything, like I could see Kenobi maybe doing that a little more, and that is what leads to him being older looking in 10 years time or whatever, because like he ran himself ragged trying to do more than he could while he was looking after Luke. I
Yeah.
don't know.
They could make it work.
What's funny about the path is, so since obviously like I knew it was the path for like a year, when that name drop happened on the episode about just calling it the path, I actually got freaked out for a second because I was like, how do you know what that is? I couldn't tell anybody about the name of that, so it was like this weird out of body experience of that you shouldn't know that information.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, why not do a season 2? Like, there's so much that goes on in the world. Why not make like a happy thing and continue with this character? And
Yeah, I mean,
do
you
something
have
more with Aiden too.
you have Ewan at the right
Yeah,
age.
please.
Yeah.
I want more Hayden.
I
Like
want to
this
see more
this
of
is
the
proved.
Inquisitors. Like I just want to see more of the Inquisitorius. Like I love like that comic run of Darth Vader and everything with his Inquisitors. So like if they
Seriously.
like adapt that in a way or do something totally new, plus the Inquisitor's back. So
What's
they get
the
Grand
tentacle
Inquisitor,
head
so-
lady's name? Who is she?
She's-
Oh, fourth sister?
Fourth sister. Let's
Yeah.
get a fourth
Oh, yeah.
sister show going.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah,
just
that
been
line, yeah.
completely background art.
Underrated.
Let's give her
Um,
something to do.
I gotta say that fight between Reva and Vader was just Like
Oh,
it wasn't
man.
even really a fight, you know.
No, it
Like
wasn't a
Vader was
fight.
just doing some moves, like just
It's
stretching
just-
his legs while Reva was trying. It reminded me of like Spaceballs when Dark
Oh,
Helmet's
yeah,
trying
yeah.
to
Holding his
swing
head,
a
yeah.
Lone Star.
Well, he knew the plan the entire time. He knew the plan the entire time. She didn't know that
Yeah,
he
that
knew.
was so good.
like that, she got duped. Vader got
Did
duped.
you
She
think
got
I
duped.
would
How
not
evil,
stay
'cause, like,
youngling?
She had just been around 10 years, and he was like, "Yo, like I know what she's all about."
Yeah, he just knows.
Yeah, and that sucks. poor Reva, huh?
I
10
know.
years.
Yeah,
of
she
work
got
down the
played.
drain.
Played by these guys.
Oh my god, I love that shot so much.
I don't understand why more
Beavis and Butthead. I
people
love it.
don't use like the same technique that Kylo Ren did in Last Jedi with the whole like ignite the lightsaber when it's in position where you want to strike with it, because like that would
Oh,
have
yeah.
probably caught Vader off guard. But instead, she's like, "No, I gotta swing beforehand." Like you don't have to. It's a lightsaber. That's the whole deal.
I think Kylo Ren
Yeah.
was the first person to ever think of that. I think that's probably it.
Yeah.
That was a
That's his
style
one
in the
original
Legends
thought.
canon.
That's
that
a
was like
style where
using
you
it
just
like a
hold up your
blaster or
lightsaber and you
something.
just click
No,
it like
where
a
you
flashlight.
turn it off and on strategically to like say you swing and you turn it off when someone else is swinging, so you don't clash and don't
Wow.
parry. You go
Well-
through them, then you turn it back on to just get right through their guard.
Need
It's
to
a heck
remind
of
you,
a,
the Jedi lost
strategy.
their way in the prequels, and Kylo Ren likes to look at the really old stuff. So like he knows. The
As a
old-
historian.
He's a historian.
Yeah,
Just thinking about it.
Yeah,
Need to
because
remind
it's
you.
it's definitely a nuanced technique that would require a lot of finesse. Because if you didn't do that right, you would probably get your own arm chopped off.
Yeah, turning off
Um,
your lightsaber mid lightsaber fight is a risky move.
Something we talked about
See
on
how
All
it
New
pays off
Nerds
for him, Cotton.
yesterday.
Hence bold strategy.
Levi and I were in agreement of this, I believe. But when they paralleled Anakin coming up to Reva as a youngling with Vader coming up to Reva in the present or whatever, a couple of the All New Nerds thought that Reva actually got stabbed in the Order 66 thing, and I was like, Levi and I thought that was more of just.
No, she got stabbed. I'm almost positive of that.
I don't know. I mean,
What do you mean you
It's
don't
a
know?
trauma
I'm-
flashback.
I don't think she
so-
actually got stabbed. I think it was like just like a vision that she was seeing.
Do you
and
think
that was it was
Anakin-
paralleled with the present.
It's a traumatic flashback. Your mind.
I don't think she's
can
gotten stabbed
warp
in the stomach
events.
twice.
She specifically
Maybe.
said she played dead.
Yeah, but
Do you think
play
Anakin
dead.
just like
You
winged
don't have to
her,
play
like,
dead
missed
with
her?
a hole in your stomach.
Well,
You are almost
there's
dead.
No,
There's not a
she-
lot of friction with something like a human body with a lightsaber. You know, like it's just
I'm
kind of.
almost positive she got stabbed.
Yeah, I think that was the insinuation for it. Because like, unless there's some twist that we have yet to see, where like Anakin, like, in full disclosure, I don't know anything about the next episode, so this is pure speculation on my part. I could see maybe Anakin.
Thank
Like-
you, Chad.
He would have to have swung at her. I don't see how he wouldn't.
He didn't just. He didn't just like miss and then she like
Yeah.
played dead and he's like,
Well,
got
no,
her.
I don't think that actually happened. Is what I mean.
What do you mean? Of course it did.
I think it was more of like a force vision, just a parallel. I think it was the way it was edited was to make you think that. I don't
You
think
guys are
she
getting
actually
way
got
too
stabbed.
technical.
Encounter Anakin? Is that what you're saying?
No, she did, but I don't think she got
Way
stabbed.
too technical.
Well, then what the
I-
hell did he
I-
do with her?
This is
He
this is
just
so
left her?
interesting perspective.
It was
Look,
no, I mean,
Yeah, so
Does it
visual
matter what
metaphor.
happened?
Visual
Does it-
metaphor,
It's
Levi.
not a
thank you.
visual
PTS
metaphor.
Okay.
PTSD
Stop!
can warp the way that your mind can remember things.
Exactly. The whole
No.
point of it is she had the trauma of everyone getting killed. Maybe she got hurt. Maybe
There we
she
go.
didn't. You never know what actually happened because PTSD will warp those memories. And
I just
100%.
asked you
trauma
what you
will
think
do that.
happened in place of that.
Well,
I
I don't
just
know
think
what
she was
happened.
actually
Here's the
playing
thing.
dead, and it was
maybe
a-
she got
a
maybe she got
memory.
swiped at. Maybe she got injured in some way, shape, or form. I don't know if she got
did get
stabbed.
injured.
See,
got
here's
People
the
People
era
thing.
stabbed.
Jedi's are swinging around at all different
I don't
angles.
want to
It's
get
so
into
easy
the
to be like,
politics
oh.
of this, but like they put a warning in the beginning of this episode before the episode even happened for a reason because of the state of the world right now, and these were literally children getting murdered. So I really don't want to dive into this, and I think we should move on.
We can
Okay.
move on.
Yeah,
So-
that's
But
fine.
the chat agrees with me
Um,
on this one.
Yeah.
The Chad agrees with you. The chat does
The
not.
chat agrees.
It
with
was really cool to see the way Reva's technique switched as she got more and more desperate. You know, like she starts single bladed, then she pulls out the second blade, and then she goes to the spinny spin because that's what every Inquisitor does when they panic. And then
I was hoping she was gonna fly away.
then Vader just freaking wrecks shop
I
and
wish
just
she
like
flew away.
cuts her
God, I
like
wish-
pulls her lightsabers in half. For some reason, they like put themselves back together at the end of the episode, and I thought that was really strange because like Vader left them taken apart, or I thought he took a piece of it.
I
don't
think
know.
they're
It got
magnets.
confusing at the end.
He probably just put them too close to each other and they just
How do
kind
they
of
work?
snap together. It's more Star Wars technology.
Casual.
It's mystery, dude.
Who knows?
What do we think happens with Reva next? With finding, obviously, it seems like she might go after Luke.
She's gonna go kick Luke's ass, dude. I can't wait.
But what is
She's
her?
gonna beat him up.
What do you think her? And you know, Corey, you're open to this question too. Like, what do you think? She doesn't have anyone on her side anymore. Do you think she's gonna try to get Obi-Wan to come out and be like, she's gonna use Luke to bait Obi-Wan out and maybe to team up against Vader? I mean, that's my theory. But I don't know what her play is from here.
Well, I like that. I like the idea of them like having a mutual kind of respect there and teaming up. I don't know. It's tough to say because, like, you know, did Vader intentionally let her live in that moment? Because he could have easily like gone for a deadlier blow, and they
Right.
walked away. So I'm really interested to know if like he let her live for a reason because he knows she's emotional, and what could she do, and could she draw out Obi-Wan more? So it's really interesting what's going on with that and how they're gonna like will she be integrated into Obi-Wan and Vader's final duel, or how is that gonna?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I think that'd
Vader
be
and
really
Obi-Wan
cool.
have to match up again because, like, if the scuffle they had in episode 3 or 4, 3 was like the team up or like the rematch of the century that we were billed,
You go
then
against the
oh
marketing,
boy,
yeah.
I got some notes. So,
Oh yeah.
but now they're like, oh, but Luke might be involved in this. It's like, guys, you cannot bring Vader anywhere close to the Lars
No way.
homestead. That's
Right.
a
He's
problem.
he's
That's a
not going
bad
anywhere.
place for them to be. We all know how dumb of an idea it was to put Luke with his blood relatives. Or not blood relatives, but you know what I mean.
His relatives in general, you know.
Yeah, like
I
people
think
that
that-
Anakin would know.
I think that Vader definitely left her alive on purpose, like with reason, because it still isn't fully explained how the Grand Inquisitor comes back. Like, we know that there's a whole line in Rebels, there are things worse than death, and so like
Yeah.
we don't know what Vader is doing with the Grand Inquisitor there. But maybe, I don't know, like
I
you
wish
said,
he
like the
helicoptered
passion
in.
of like
Oh,
whatever.
clone humor. Don't
Reva's
say
gonna
that.
do.
Don't
Well, I
make me
think
think of what could have been.
It's clear that
Come on.
hate has always been a way for a Sith to cheat death if they're mad enough. Like even
Yeah.
and here it comes, even in Jedi Knight Dark Forces 2,
Hey, all right.
the character of Ma, one of the Dark Jedi and Dark Jareks,
Ma.
yeah, he's just called Ma. He gets cut in half by Kuran in the beginning of the game, and so by the end you fight him, and he's just a floating mass of torso and anger, and
Holy
you fight
crap.
him on this like awesome balcony. But anyway, point being, like even in the old canon, being hateful enough was enough to keep you alive, and that's exactly what the Grand Inquisitor says. You know, like hate or revenge is a great way to motivate you to stay alive, isn't it, the sister or whatever? And
Yeah.
I mean, hell, that's what got Maul through it. That was
That's what's getting Anakin through this whole thing.
yeah, and I think Anakin. Yeah, I agree with you, Jamie. I think that Vader knows that. He says to her that you have no further use to me, but I think we all know there's a chance that she still might do something useful. You know, like
Yeah.
she's very tenacious and very stubborn. So he probably is like, I'm gonna put you on your back foot, but see what you can do.
She's still alive. She's made it this far. She's not gonna give up, and she's not gonna die right away. Hot take. I don't even think she's gonna die in the end of the next episode. I think that she's gonna get the fate worse than death of whatever the Grand Inquisitor gets.
Ooh.
Yikes.
I think that that's what's gonna
I
happen.
hope
and
she-
we'll find out more about what that is.
Mm.
Because
Yeah,
at
I
the end of
don't-
the day, Vader is not going to learn where Luke is.
Right.
No.
So,
It's gonna be interesting.
yeah.
I've also seen rumors that it's an hour and a half episode, but that was also tied to it's some Canadian Q&A movie experience thing also with Deborah Chow. So is it like an
Right.
hour and then that's a half an hour or what?
I think so. I think
The
so.
Q&A is an hour and a half. It's slated to be an hour and a half.
Because that would be a
The
long
Q&A?
episode.
I think
That's a
so.
long
I don't think
Q&A.
I
That's a
think
long
it's
Q&A.
I think the Q&A is 30 minutes because
okay.
the runtime. So yeah, it's an hour 33. If
I'll take an hour though.
Yeah,
Like
that'd be
I think the episode has to be an hour, or at least
maybe
like
that's 7
15
minutes of
does.
credits.
to an hour. Yeah. So we'll see. And that's kind of something that's kind of shocked me about the show so far is the runtime. It's like some of these are even shorter than what we got in the Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Like-
frustrating. how limited the budget seems when you look at like Stranger Things, season
Yeah,
season
seriously.
4. Oh my god,
30
there's
million,
so much.
30 million per episode.
And well, not only that, but like the time frame of every episode, like the last episode of volume 1 is like an hour and a half,
It
and
was.
like it's great, you know, and like it's just so nice that they take the time with what they're doing. Like it's not stretched out at ridiculous points. Like I think it's paced very well. And with Kenobi, I feel like sometimes like I feel like not a lot is happening, but still things are rushed. Like weirdly, both are happening at once in some ways, and I think that would be alleviated by just like 2 more episodes. You know, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
8 is enough.
Yeah, I think 8 to 10 episodes is what you need for a show like this. Because my perspective on it when they announced the show was when they said it was 6 episodes, I automatically was like, okay, these are going to be long. These are going to
Yeah.
be an hour 15-minute type episodes. It's interesting how, yeah, I mean, it would be such a cool thing if like the finale was an hour 33 and that was just like some crazy surprise.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think so. The first episode kind of fooled me thinking each episode would be long because the first episode was about an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean that again, that was to be like you said, 6 episodes means they should be all, you know, an hour long to give us the same amount of content that like Mandalorian
Yeah,
and Book
I
of Boba
feel
Fett
like-
have given us.
I'll be
Yeah, I know
honest, I haven't noticed this entire season, like episodes being shorter or longer. Like time passes the same for me. Like
4
it
was
hasn't
definitely
bothered
felt
me.
shorter.
It like straight up has not bothered me. So that might just be me though.
Yeah,
It's
I
the
mean-
pacing, not so much the runtime.
Yeah.
I have to still rewatch this recent episode because I was so like focused on seeing where we were all at that like I just could not.
What's the
focus
actual
on the
story? No idea.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what happened, but I know Vader had 2 sabers at one point, and that was sick. So
Yeah.
Poor Tala died.
Oh no, we didn't even talk about
Tala and
Yeah.
Ned B.
I wasn't gonna let us get away with this without talking Tala.
Look,
Poor
We
Tala.
First
talked about
wave.
it last week, so I
Now
mean, we knew
this.
she was a
Yeah,
goner, unfortunately.
She was
Yeah,
definitely.
we were literally saying last
slated
week that
for
Tala was
Tala
toast,
was so good.
and she literally toasted herself.
Hey.
Yeah.
right before she showed her tallies.
Oh no!
Oh my god.
Tala's tallies.
Oh, yeah,
somebody
that
pointed
was so
out-
cool.
Somebody online pointed out that she says that she was responsible for the deaths of 14 people when she was in service to the Empire, and her tallies marked 13. And
Interesting.
because she was like, I'm trying to get as many people through as I can to make up for that mistake. And getting Kenobi off planet was her 14th tally. So she equaled the amount of people that she killed, or whose deaths she was responsible for, and that's incredible.
There they are.
Oh.
Like,
What a
the
sad
moment-
image.
the
They go
moment
down
he gets
together.
shot,
He
Ned
totally
is
got
just
K9'd.
Such a
Yeah.
good droid. Oh my god.
He's a good boy.
Like, to the very end, just protecting. It was so. This was like so similar to like K2's death in Rogue One, of like
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
like the very last stand and just like the ultimate sacrifice. And it's just like, oh my god. Like I loved Nedby and I loved Tala and just man.
Oh, I said,
well, there was
I said K9. That's Doctor Who.
Yeah, I was gonna say anything.
there
I
was
wasn't
a
gonna say
moment
anything.
where because I didn't know the very specifics about like at what point did Tala die in the episode because they shot that like I wasn't in the tunnel sequence where there's the battle, so the moment where Obi-Wan runs through and the doors close, I remember the day we were shooting that and realizing that Tala and Ned B wasn't there, and I was like,
Oh.
why aren't they there? Why aren't they coming on the transport? And I will say
Oh,
this.
so you got that real feeling.
Yeah, I for sure. I can definitely say this. I am not on the transport. I did not shoot on the transport at all.
Oh,
Interesting.
no.
You didn't make it, Kava.
I don't
You
know
went off
what
to grab
happened
one last
me,
plate of
to be honest
spaghetti.
with you.
And they left without
He
you.
stayed behind for the dung worms.
Well,
No.
The joke is that I'm in the bathroom of the transport.
Oh, that's good.
So
There we
that's
go.
kind of what we came up with.
I like that.
Because yeah, the
Stand
day
backs.
that Aubrey and Michael and Justice shot, I wasn't called for those days, so I wasn't there, and because they shoot out of order, and I when I didn't go, so I ended up coming the week after they'd already shot stuff, and we did the Jabim sequences, but we all kept joking like, no, you were there with us, just in the bathroom. So I'll always think that. So the minute that they ran inside the shuttle, and it's funny because I do run in the shuttle, so like it works.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just
There
you
in the
go. Then.
bathroom.
You were the
just really
first
had
one
to
in because
go.
you just couldn't hold it anymore.
I couldn't.
Yeah.
I was so
There's
stressed out.
stormtroopers shooting at you, and you're like,
Well, I
Gotta
said
go.
this to AJ yesterday. Just maybe TMI. You know, I have IBS in real life, so I feel like my character would too. And I was like,
Just project that.
I
There
need
you
to go in this shuttle, and I need to get to the bathroom. This is too much stress.
dude,
It's
I-
perfect.
I relate.
This is
The calf does not agree with you.
This is wonderful. This is right in itself, guys.
You had spag
This-
for breakfast and you're paying for it.
This canon writes itself. This is amazing.
Yeah.
You know what? This is very on brand for this to be on here as well, because we also, for some reason, talk a lot about Star Wars bathrooms. This is the
We
second
do.
time it's come up
We
in this
do.
The
episode
refreshers, yeah.
alone. Right.
Vac tubes.
Back
No.
tubes, refresher, whatever you want to call them.
I think those are just different types, like urinals and toilets.
I think vac tube is for like in a ship because it's like a vacuum tube.
Oh, yeah, someone had to be flying that decoy ship, right? But
Oh
either
no!
that or-
I don't-
unless
maybe
they
it
put
was
it on
a-
autopilot.
They could have had a slave chip on it or something. That was a big part of the Thrawn trilogy. Not that that's canon anymore, but where they would like slave drive ships and they would like there's a whole thing where like they took control of a whole fleet without actually
yeah,
having
they-
to
they
man
still,
them.
Yeah,
like,
Katana
they-
fleet.
They do that
Yeah,
anyway,
exactly.
like Rebels also,
Ah.
when they steal the weapons.
Yeah.
They like link them all together. So
Right, right,
that's,
Exactly.
Yeah, highly possible. Yeah.
Totally played him though. Oh, I know we already talked about it, but just such a great moment, especially when he's
Tubes.
ripping through that whole like paper. Like he is mad.
He's like,
And he's-
nobody's here.
he clearly used all his force points, and like as the ship was going by, like his force counter's like slowly coming back. Like, God damn it!
They got away.
Should have used the supercharge.
That's right. Should have upgraded before we started this mission.
Where's our meditation point? I can
Come
fix
on.
this.
He did that to
And
me.
Chopper
too.
followed him into the bathroom.
That's like my favorite Zeb line in Rebels is them talking about that and Zeb just saying to him, "Yeah, he did that to me too."
You know, I didn't know that the kid from iCarly voices Wedge in
Wedge.
Rebels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that
does?
until recently. It blew my
Freddie?
mind. Yeah,
Or-
Freddie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Freddie.
Wow.
That's great.
I
Isn't
forgot
that
he was
weird?
the name. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so
But
good.
I can give you guys my review of the bathroom. It was clean. It was nice. It was
It's good.
it was comfortable.
Very good.
Good.
I
You
got
need that.
you
How was
need
the
that.
weathering?
The weathering,
What kind of grime are we talking about?
it,
was a little
Is there any
used.
grime?
looked like someone probably died in there at one point. But
Good.
Probably a lot of people
Okay,
died in
good.
there.
probably like there was a grenade that blew up inside the
Duh.
the ship.
Probably
It
Tala.
was just
Testing
recycled.
out one before she used it.
I guess
That's
it's
right.
blast
Alright.
radius of this thing. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my
how
God.
bad does a thermal detonator do
This-
damage? Quite a lot, turns out. My goodness.
It's well, actually, it's yeah. I should
Oh.
go.
Well,
No more
well,
bathroom talk for me.
Us talking about
boy, I
bathroom
bet you
lore in
appreciate
Star Wars.
Tom Holland.
Yeah, I
his
mean, we'd love
struggle
to-
of not spoiling.
We'd love to
Oh,
stay
yeah.
here and talk about bathrooms all night, but I don't
We
know.
would.
Anything else from everybody? Anybody? I'm looking forward to the finale next week.
Oh my god, I can't
Trying
believe
to
it's
think
I have
of
no idea
Those
what's gonna happen.
stormtroopers next to Reva and Obi-Wan must have been like, dude, are you hearing this shit right now? What the fuck?
I
Dude,
know.
right?
They were talking
They
pretty
were,
loud.
they were talking pretty loud. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'll help you betray Darth Vader," and she's like, "Okay," and the stormtroopers are like, "Oh, guys,
Did you hear that?
this might be a little, might be something we need to tell somebody about." I don't know.
I don't know. Actually, being in a bucket, it cuts out a lot of noise.
Yeah.
Maybe they couldn't hear. That's my best.
Aubrey in the chat. She caught the bathroom talk. Thank God. Thank God you're here,
Yes.
Aubrey. We got to talk about bathrooms.
I can tell a couple of stories that are okay for me to say. There was more like internal stories between all of us. Was so Michael and I in the shot that you see us behind Leia and Haja. We were like, how do we tell our story here? Yeah, right there. Well, that's not me in that shot, but that is my good friend Tag. So we were tagging Bink on set, is what we called ourselves.
That's great.
We had to do it. And so when we're in that scene and the Star Destroyer is coming in and we know it's Vader's Star Destroyer, I try to convince Michael that I'm a Jedi. I'm like, I'm a Jedi. And he's like, you're not. I'm like, I can feel something. He's like, you can't. I'm like, I'm telling you, I can't. And so it's like we're doing this back and forth, and you can see us like sort of like talking in the background as we were told to, and we're just telling that story, which was yeah, that was fun.
I love that. Stories from Jabim.
Yeah,
You're telling Michael, I can feel something. I can feel it, and then you run to the bathroom.
exactly.
It's all
That's what
adding
is-
up.
It should be called the Jabim Journals.
Oh my
I'm
god.
telling you, dude.
Journals.
That's perfect.
Swimming in lore right now.
But yeah, we don't
That's
want
not
to
what
get
we're
Corey in
swimming
any
in.
more trouble.
No.
Yeah,
I feel
no,
like-
that's all I can.
no,
those
yeah.
are, that's what
We got
Yeah.
plenty.
little fun stories like that are
Fun to get a
It's
taste.
perfect.
Yeah, it's like a little headcanon. It's something.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
Like I'd love to question you more about the volume, but that's all right.
Yeah, I wish I could. I wish, yeah.
It's all right. I understand. See, that's the
Maybe
kind
one
of
day.
stuff that we'll get you one day.
Yeah, and like 30 years from now, or like when I'm like 90 years old, we can all do a.
30
Yeah.
years when you're
I
90.
promise I was in Star Wars.
30
Corey,
years
I
when
didn't
you're
know you were
90.
60 years old.
Are
I
we
am.
all going on
You
a
look
ship?
pretty good for your age.
Before
Be-
this goes off the rails further, thank you,
Time
Corey.
dilation, interstellar.
Thank you, Corey. Thank you for jumping on the stream with us, and we're so
course.
proud of you that you got to be on the show. If you guys missed it earlier, Michael jumped on as well. If you want to like scroll back in the video, I don't know. But yeah, this has been HoloNet Marauders, the only show that has been watched on the set of Kenobi. You heard it here. Yeah, you got that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
See you guys.
Bye.